Okay, hello. Now the epic bit of music is finished. Let's get the character load going. So, back into ESO Summerset. More side quests, more exploring. See how many more stuck up high elves we can help out. High elves. Last time we helped some griffin egg thieves. We defeated. I'll tell you rewards. What else did we do? We investigated a murder, and it turned out that the mage that confessed didn't actually do it, but we kept his secret and said he did. And I don't know where I'm going. I'm kind of randomly running. So we kept his secret, so his partner's reputation wouldn't be trashed. We freed an evil spirit, which is possibly a mistake. Been over this bit? I think I have. There's a quest there, look. Yeah, so what else did we do? Oh, we defeated a pair of griffins in like a... Ooh, sky shard. Stupid amphibian. So what's Sea Keep? So this is new. Oh, we'll investigate this as we're here. Find a way up. I guess it's up here. Well, it must be new. It said we just discovered it. Oh god, I don't want to fight more of you. You're annoying. So there's a camp.
I'm down on my luck. Help me out?
Alright. Oh. So, can't go in there.
Have mercy.
I would have given you some gold, but you didn't seem to want to take it. I don't really see another way in.
Charity, I beg of you. Charity.
Well, you don't seem to want my charity. There's more tents down here. Let's go and see what's happening.
That storm's worsening by the second. We're running out of time. Best head inland, traveler. Far as you can manage. It is only a matter of time before the tempest over Sea Keep moves down the coast, leaving ruin in its wake.
Is this an evacuation?
I suppose it is. But we were driven from the keep long before the tempest began forming. Sea elves infiltrated our defenses and slaughtered the garrison. We're all that survived. That storm will finish the job unless I manage to stop it.
You can stop a storm?
It's no natural formation. The sea elves are conjuring it. If I could get within striking distance of their sea mage, I could break his hold on the storm and prevent the destruction to come. But that's a desperate hope for one mer.
I guess I could help.
I don't need another death on my conscience, but I can't afford to refuse your help. A direct assault on Sea Keep is impossible, but if the Maormer can infiltrate it, then so can we. Meet me at the ruins down by the water. I'll show you what I mean.
So, what can you tell me about the keep?
Sea Keep is the bulwark that invading fleets dash themselves against attempting to attack Alanor. Impregnable by most means, our battle mages and siege engines could reduce an enemy fleet to flotsam in a matter of minutes.
Okay.
It was made to be unsaleable from the outside. Inside, it's another matter. Once we're within the walls, we only have the Maormer to fear. They are brutal and ruthless opponents. Their war beasts, perhaps more so.
And why did the Maormer attack you?
Apologies. It's easy to take our ancestral conflict as common knowledge after so long. Maormer are otherwise known as Sea Elves, exiles who were banished many centuries ago. Not a year goes by that they don't attempt to wrest Summerset from our grip.
Every year? Why don't you do something about it?
It has been attempted. Their home of Piandania is an isle surrounded by impenetrable mists. All attempts to navigate it have failed spectacularly. All we can do is remain vigilant and endure.
So were you in command?
I was, yes. A fortress that has never been breached in thousands of years of fighting was lost in a single night on my watch. The failure is entirely mine to bear.
How was it lost?
Unconventionally. They exploited a weakness in Sea Keep I took for granted. But we can do the same. You'll understand when we get to the ruins by the shore. Our means of entering Sea Keep is this way. There's no time to spare. Hope you're a strong swimmer, incidentally. Here. This is the place. See that whirlpool? Currents are being drawn into the flooded ruins beneath Sea Keep. We should be able to follow them inside just as the sea elves did. It's that or we drown. If you want to back out, I understand.
Ah, let's risk it.
Good. I'm glad to have someone at my back. I couldn't ask any of my soldiers to do this. They've suffered enough for my mistakes, and it's just something I have to do. Come on, before the storm decides to sweep us away. 8 guide us.
Okay, got some swimming to do. Okay.
We made it! Too many years on dry land. There's a secret door in these ruins that will lead us directly into Sea Keep's dungeon. I can unseal it, but there's something you should know first.
Uh-huh, go on.
I had another reason to come here. When I couldn't share around my troops. The Mawama are holding the woman I love captive. I have to free her before the reinforcements from Alinor arrive.
And why would you keep that from your troops?
Because Castira is a sea elf. She is, or was, I suppose, the captain of the crew that attacked Sea Keep. Assuming her mutinous crew hasn't already done so, she'll be executed. Ultima don't suffer Mawama.
And her role in this?
Bait. These ruins were the only place where Cass and I could see each other. Our secret safe place. She would signal and I would use the secret door to meet her. Only this time, I was met by the sabers of her crew. They had her in chains.
So you let them in?
Yes. The blood of the garrison is on my hands. I killed them with my secret. I can't take that back, but maybe I can save what's left. The survivors, the keep, and the woman I love.
Alright.
I last saw Cass in the dungeon. With any luck, she's still there, and unharmed.
How did you escape capture?
I didn't. The sea elves waylaid me and tossed me in the dungeon as soon as I unsealed the hidden passage. They only kept me alive because I was still of use to them.
But you escaped?
I slipped the leash on the battlements, where the sea mage was studying the keep's magical defenses. There was nowhere for me to run, so I took a leap of faith straight into the arms of the sea. Barely made it.
Alrighty. Let's get into this keep. I shall have your gold. Alright. do it to me again. Just putting urns galore. Right, let's get on
There's
it.
the secret door. Give me a moment to open the seal.
But you don't think they'd be guarding it? I would.
Are you all right?
Han? How did you... Never mind. Get me out of these chains.
I'll see to her bonds. Cass, I need you to tell us everything you know about what your crew is planning.
Is it just the two of you? I suppose it'd have to be. No one from his garrison would volunteer to help a Maoma. You know the truth then. About us. You have to understand. The only thing lower than a mutineer to the Maoma is an Ultima. Consorting with one is tantamount to treason. Loving one, unforgivable. I made them party to the ultimate taboo. Now they're trying to wash away the stain. They're going to summon a storm so powerful it'll scour the entire coast clean. And this keep with it. There'll be no trace of my offense left, or anything to stand between Alinor and the Piandinian Armada. They'll be remembered as heroes.
So we have to stop them.
On the battlements, calling to the wind and sea. It'll be a hard slog to get there. My crew won't hesitate to lay down their lives to protect Ulsar.
I have a suggestion for our next move.
Alright. Come on.
Defeating Ulsar won't be as simple as rushing up the battlements and driving a sword through his heart.
Bugger.
He has all the power of Seakeep at his command. It wouldn't even be a contest, but I have an idea to put us on equal footing.
You do?
The magic in these old ruins are the hidden heart of Seakeep's power. Without them, we'd merely be high walls and harsh words, save a few war machines. Cutting off the flow of magicka to the battlements might give us the edge we need.
How do we do that?
There are fonts that channel the power of magicka through Seakeep. If we seal them, it should prevent Ulsar from drawing more power into his storm, but the results could be unpredictable.
How?
Sealing the fonts will be like trying to plug a dam with our fingers. At best, we'll staunch the flow enough to weaken him. At worst, the strain brings the whole keep down on us.
You're right.
Pan, your plan's insane. I love it. Where do we start?
No. You have to run while you can, Cass. Even if we stop the storm...
Stow it, Pan. I'm as much to blame for this as you. I'm not leaving you to fix it yourself.
You're okay turning a blade on your own? There's no way to avoid it.
They stopped being my own the moment they mutinied.
Alright.
Stand back. This spell tends to make everything explode.
So... so we need to go up. So they're all above. Yep.
There's one of the fonts.
I I don't suppose we could use this to blast Earlsar off the ramparts.
Sadly, no.
Couldn't enjoy it from down here anyway.
Okay. Oh, that's a terrible shot. Oh, it's just the other side of that room. Alright, up we go.
Stop worrying. The scouts will signal if I see an open ship.
There's the door. Gold is mine, above and above.
There's a font here.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any way to tell if this is working?
Remaining in one piece will be a good sign.
I'm in favor of that.
I've done it. May as well do that. So where's this other font's kind of ahead?
The last font is just ahead.
I'm too stubborn to sink Tenerife. That's why I was captain.
Okay.
There wasn't a shred of hesitation in Tenerife's eyes. He went to his grave hating me with every fiber of his being.
Oh, I just missed a battle.
My second mate. Former second mate. He was like a brother to me, but he turned his back like the rest.
Nothing left to do but sink with the rest of us.
May your bones bleach on barren sands. Damned fool. There wasn't a shred. My second mate. I betrayed them first. I made vows to one of the tyrants that exiled our people from our rightful home. I've lost everything because of it. Maybe I was right when I thought we were cursed. Maybe I was never one of them to begin with. How many of those vipers would have charged in here to rescue me from capture? Pan was the right choice.
All right, good. Right, let's go kill the sea wizard, or whatever his name is.
The gates are barred. The locking mechanisms are controlled from those two towers.
Easy enough. You take one, I'll take the other.
Be careful.
I don't want a radish. Raise the gate, raise the outer gate. Alright, this one down. Now, can we get to this gate? Blade of Woe, it's so good. Loot is mine.
Once we've unbarred the battlement gates, we'll be able to strike. Rulotar! Damn it! I didn't see him escape, but I held out hope. I'm sorry, old friend. That does it. You should meet Castira at the gate.
Well, that's one gate. Yeah, it's handy.
This is it, Cass. Last chance to...
Don't try to talk me out of this, Pan.
Earlsar and his storm lie beyond this gate. No matter what happens, I want to thank you for standing by me. If it weren't for you, I might never have gotten to see Castira again. If this is goodbye, at least it'll be one with closure. Charging headlong into the fray was easier when I had nothing to lose, but my courage is intact. I'm with you to the end.
Earlsar's up ahead. In the eye. He drove my crew to mutiny, tossed me in chains, and nearly killed the man I love. I'll
She's
drag
pissed.
him to the bottom of Mother Sea if it's the last thing I do. You remember our vows?
They were the only thing that kept us moored through that miserable storm.
Let's do it again. How often are we going to see a tempest like this in one lifetime?
You always were the romantic.
All right. Let's go.
Shouldn't the storm be growing weaker?
I said it probably wouldn't get any stronger. Damn him! I can barely hold my footing.
Keep fighting! One of us has to make it!
You can't tame the sea!
Your reinforcements! They're here, they can't see me with you.
Castira, wait!
Inventory. Sure, there's nothing I can just ditch. Okay, so we may as well have this. Above, but through there? I guess so.
It ends like it began. The two of us, adrift among the wreckage of our lives.
But alive and together.
Fortune smiles, with a shark's teeth. Earlsar's dead and his mutiny along with him. I only wish I had the strength to settle the score myself. If there was any justice in the world, he'd have been forced to concede that he'd never drown me in shame. I'll return home with my head held high.
And you'll return to your people?
It'll be a long journey without a crew, but I'll manage. There's no shame in returning to port humbled but unbroken. Though I think I'll steer clear of sun-kissed shores for some time.
And what about
I love him,
Pandemalian?
for some reason. But the walls between us are taller than this keep. Just to see him for a few fleeting moments commands such risk, it nearly destroyed everything we care about. And more. There's no place for us among Malma or Altma. Did you witness a lot of coexistence here today? When we come together, we leave ruin in our wake. Take the sign for what it is. The world doesn't want us to be together. It's time we finally accepted that as the truth and stop fighting it.
Well, you could just go off somewhere else. Tamriel's a big place.
Pan won't take it well, but I think he'll understand. Thanks for everything you've done for us. May you see clearer skies and calmer seas than we. I love you, Pan. But we can't go on like this.
I know, Cass.
What will happen when I'm gone?
I pick up the pieces, or I find myself in irons.
I'm sorry. For everything.
I'm not.
The span between us may be as far as the sun and the sea, but you'll never be far from my thoughts.
The sun and the sea were never so lucky as to have crossed paths. I don't expect you to keep my secret, but I'd rather pay my penance through action, not rotting in a cell. It's selfish, but it's all I have left.
And what do you propose?
I want to restore some of the damage I've caused with my own hands. I have to believe I can find redemption through repentance. Our reinforcements have arrived from Alinor. Tell the Battle Reeve what you will.
Very well. Don't know if you can hear it on the mic. I don't know if the mic's picking it up or not. But someone's drilling or sanding or something. One of my neighbours. Typical perfect timing. Okay, that was kind of a smaller quest than I was expecting, if I'm honest. Let's check there's no craftily hidden sky shard or chest or anything. And now I can go out through the front door gate. I'll tell them he was instrumental in saving the keep.
Farwenya, I'm afraid we've left you a considerable mess.
Pandemalian, you're alive? When Pandemalian's soldiers told me he'd returned to the keep with a passerby, I thought he'd lost his mind. What were you thinking?
Yeah, we kind of had no choice.
I'm not one to commend recklessness, but I suppose we all owe you a debt of gratitude. I don't know what's more troubling, that the Sea Elves would attempt such a thing, or that they were able to seize Seakeep in the first place. I'll note your remarks for the inquiry to follow. The sack of Seakeep under Pandemalian's watch will reflect poorly, though his heroics today will temper the attitudes of the court. Your service to the Crown is appreciated.
Damn it. Stupid full inventory. Okay, what did we pick up from that matey?
You had something else to report?
Damn, did I just miss out on my loot? Gosh darn it. That's annoying. But it's still not cleared.
You had something else to report? I'll
Oh,
note
okay.
your remarks for the... You've had a long day. See to your
Completed.
troops and get some rest.
I'm honored by your consideration, but Seakeep is my responsibility. I won't rest until it is secure.
As you wish.
Now it's completed. Achievement unlocked, Somerset Grand Adventurer. Nice. So what do we get? Heavy armor, 2484. So, we've got this matey to speak to. That, I believe, yeah, it's a group instance, so we can't do that. Is there not a way shrine nearby? Gosh. I am going the right way, that's nice. Go off around to the right here. Gee, what's that? Let's go speak to this matey, get this quest underway, whatever it is. 'Cause I can't remember. Where's that? I hope that means he's not in that insane forest. See up here.
If you've come to rob me, I'm afraid I have little of value. I can help if you've a high fever or nervous stomach. but I have no need for gold these days.
Why would I rob you?
Healthy paranoia, I suppose. There's plenty of questionable characters out here, but I prefer it to the crowded cities. Too many going on about their appearance or their status or their career. I'm done with such trivialities.
Tindoria sent me. I'm here to purchase your rare dye.
Oh, it's been a long time since my former student has contacted me, and now she makes such demands. How quickly she forgets who trained her to hold a paintbrush. I have no need for gold. You can tell her that upon your empty-handed return.
Actually, she gave me this tea. Is this acceptable?
This is Yokudan blue tea? I thought it lost forever. The last shipment was said to have sunk to the bottom of the Abyssan Sea. Oh, she's still clever, isn't she? Her and Veralel always were. Very well. Take my mixture. It's a good trade.
So she was your student?
Yes, back when I had the inclination to bother with such upstarts. I thought that would be my legacy, to train great artists who would blossom under a careful eye. Sadly, all they did was rot in their own hubris.
What do you mean?
The life of a Summerset artist is not easy. It's
sure it's
not
very
enough
hard.
to be merely great. You have to be better. Both Tindoria and Verarel wilted under that pressure. I blame myself for agreeing to tutor them together.
Can you tell me about their relationship?
Their rivalry seemed harmless at first, even friendly, just something to keep them motivated. But as it tends to be, one of them was always a step ahead. Soon any praise I had for one would pierce the pride of the other.
And now?
And now they've both grown bitter and endlessly jealous of the other's success. They believe Summerset only has room for one great artist. Such foolishness. Honestly, it was their squabbling that led me to stop taking students.
I understand that. Okay. Talk to Frodan. So I want to go to the Silvar Woad Way Shrine. Where the heck am I there? Okay, there's a way shrine just down the road here. Let's go use it. Get us some of that fast travel goodness. Ooh, there's a abyssal thingamy. Come on. Keep riding, stupid horse. Come on. Oh, this controller. almost impossible to see what the heck's going on.
Let Egypt lead you into my darkness, mortals. Whenever darkness falls, I'll be there.
Right, there's two. Sweet. Yeah, I'm glad I spotted that. Okay, so we are going to a way shrine. The way shrine is just down the road here. Yeah, there it is on the map. And we were going over here. Oh, there's another boss battle there as well. Can check that out and see if there's anyone there doing it. Oh. Alrighty. So. Maybe he's up at this farm up here. It looks that way. Oh,
Hey there, careful where you step. My livestock is having their dinner, and I won't have some bumblers stomping all over them. I've got enough trouble with their mating woes.
livestock? You mean bugs?
These bugs happen to be the most desirable olive lint to crawl upon Somerset. Ground up, my beauties make the most brilliant shade of grey you ever did see. Why, I even got the artist in Doria as a client. Oh, well, I did. What a shame.
What's a shame?
I always took her for one of the good ones. Never tried to cheat me or say I wasn't welcome. Always complimented my beauties when she visited. The ideal customer every time. To think that she would go so far as to sabotage my livestock.
Why would she do that?
Because it turns out she's just like every other high elf on this island. I refused to sell my carapaces to her exclusively, and this is what happens. Verilel was just heartbroken when I had to turn him away.
Verilel was here?
Yes, and he had quite a bit to say about Team Doria. He told me just last week she was complaining about my services. And I heard this wouldn't be the first time she's done something shady. Why, Ifra, to think I was so blind.
I'll see if I can find out what happened. Look for signs of sabotage.
Wait, don't hurt me.
Uh-huh.
this wasn't my idea, honest. I just did what I was paid to. Just let me go and I'll tell you everything.
What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know. Some sort of pheromone? It makes those nasty bugs sleepy, but that's it, I swear. It's not poison or anything. Why did I ever agree to work for that snobby artist?
Tindoria paid you?
What? No, a fellow named Verilel. Nasty perfume, full of himself, typical artist. He paid me to sabotage this farm. Not quite sure why, but, well, I think it's about time I leave. No need to tell the authorities, right?
Fine. Go.
That's it. This is the last time I get caught up in artist rivalries.
Okay. Artists.
I trust your search was as fruitless as mine?
No.
He did? Well, honestly, I would love to believe that. Team Doria's support was the only thing I had going for my business for a long while. But what would Verilel have to gain from all this?
Well, he wanted to sabotage Tindoria.
That's true. Team Doria and Verilel have been rivals for as long as they've been artists. I even let that bastard convince me Team Doria was the one who did it. Ah, these artists and their rivalries. It's always us little people who are made to suffer.
Well, Tindoria hired me to collect your carapaces. Do you still have some for her?
Here, take the last of my stock. I'm sorry I ever took the word of that perfume pansy over Team Doria. Just glad I'm able to get her this shipment. That gentleman never did me a bit of harm.
I'll relay the message. Reach the hilltop. Let's get back out on the road because it was faster, easier travelling.
You aided Queen Irene in her ratification, correct?
I did.
You look like someone to know.
Actually, this is going to be the quickest way, I think. Just keep an eye out for any pewter outcropping. It's just sort of like copper one. Oh, excuse me. Need a bit more pewter before I can make anything new. Okay, we get to this junction. Let's sort of go off the beaten track. the island. Reach the hilltop.
Well, someone had to kill her. Vereda didn't just up and die at the tender age of 28.
Stop squawking, you fat netch! You're just as likely the one that killed her.
I did this then? When you're the one greedier than a starving hawker?
This is going nowhere.
You walk in here on three skis arguing over a dead body and decide you want to chat with one of them? You either got some kind of guts or you're some kind of stupid.
Bit of
Either
both.
way, maybe you can help.
So what happened?
A family squabble of sorts. You see, one of these cozies went and killed Vereda. Problem is, none of us are about to go treasure hunting. There's a murderer at our back. And killing for gold. You don't stop at one. Or so I hear.
Treasure, you say?
Ancestor of ours, Jadil the Keelhauler, cached her loot around here. If you grab the chest for us, there's no chance for a sneak attack. The map over there will lead you right to it. And obviously, I'll pay you for the trouble.
Alright.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Look at these squabbling fools. Why don't I just take the treasure myself? Tough like that. The only thing that will crack the chest open is the blood of Jadil's descendant. Thus, you'll need one of us. I'm known as Igeki Ratbite. It would serve you well to not forget that name, given that I'll one day have a legacy as epic as Jadil herself.
Why are you called Leggy Ratbite?
You saw my face, right? I got bit by a rat. It was a big rat. Don't worry, it's dead now. She was an explorer, sailed from Atmora all the way to Yakuda, despite half her crew falling mad along the way. She discovered new lands, new cultures. Shame so few hear of her. Her greatest adventure was raiding the palace of King Orgnum himself.
And that's how she got the treasure?
Right you are. Fled Piandanea after, quick as a flash. Pa said the whole Merrimore fleet came after her. Eventually, they chased her right to this cove. She fled to the shore, clutching a single chest of treasure. Buried it before making her way back home.
And she enchanted it so only her descendants could open it.
The blood of my blood willingly given. That's how the enchantment goes. You see, Jadil wanted to settle down, have a few brats of her own. So, the story was passed along, waiting for a descendant adventurous enough.
Alright. Do a treasure hunt. Quest items. So it's on a cliff. Okay. So we can do this bit while we're here.
Another one? You there! Come here!
Nice
I
hat.
bet you've come here for an Aurealis bloom. Well, tough luck. Fresh out. Last one was nabbed a fortnight ago. Come back in about a year. Maybe I'll have another one by then.
How did you know I came for that?
Why else would you come here? The view? You know, once you could get an Aurealis anywhere. Now it's all but gone. Blotted out of existence by the greed of artists.
Artists.
You heard me. As soon as they learned it made a pretty paint, that was it. Didn't care that it takes over a year to grow, and that's only with proper care. No, they had to have it. And so they took, and now there's nothing left.
Do you mind if I look for one anyway?
What are you, deaf? Or just scared to go back empty-handed? Look, I told you that plant is gone. Go find another bloom for your fancy painting. Off with you now. Just leave me and my... Off with you now. I have a lot to do, and you're not helping by stomping about my delicate plants. What are you? Some sort of monster? Can't leave a plant on the brink of extinction alone? Can't let the rest of Summerset enjoy its natural beauty? All for some paint? Fine. I have one left, under the basket there. But you can't take... Of course I did. Why would I let you have one of the last, if not the last, surviving blooms? If you take that plant, the species may be wiped out for good. Did you ever, in your obsession with paint, think about what you're taking from Summerset?
This might be the last.
Yes! That's what I've been saying all along. You're about to uproot what could be the last Aurealis on Summerset and grind it up for some... You really want to take the chance? I'm telling you, I've searched all over this island. This is the only one I could find. In less than a year, it will spread seeds. I'll nurture them, help rekindle the species. Please, just don't do this.
All right.
Finally, someone who sees reason. Thank the stars. And thank you too, kind traveler. After the last visitor, I was just about ready to give up hope that I'd ever meet a kindred soul. Oh. Yes, Verilel. The blasted artist who took the last Aurealis bloom I cultivated. That's why I was so desperate to save the only surviving plant.
Alright, so this treasure is going to be up there somewhere. Yeah, I've been here before. There was a sky shard. There's a chest around here somewhere. I think it must be just up there. But it could be up here. Let's look at the map again. Ooh, hidden path. Find the chest. Okay. Must be further round than I thought. It's a locked door, can't go in there. Right. What's the betting I go back and find all three of them dead? shallow water. Easier to run than swim. Okay, so you didn't have anything really worth looting.
So? Huh. I always imagined it a tad bigger. Well, if it's stocked with diamonds.
Oh man. The gloom set. Now we can take this.
So? Huh. Now, let's see what we're working with here.
Can't you bleed any faster, Igeki? Indeed. My being roils with anticipation.
What the? There's just a scroll in here. I sailed across many seas and raided many ships, but the most precious treasure is family. May you see the wisdom in these words.
What? I came all this way for nothing? I can't believe I poisoned Vereda for a stupid scroll!
Hold a moment. You killed Vereda? But I was the one who strangled her right after she fell asleep.
Neither of you are making any sense. I stabbed her right after we doused the fire.
Wait, did we all kill Vereda to get a bigger share of the treasure?
Ha! I suppose betrayal runs in the family.
Well, I suppose they found something. And they don't mind me looting their stuff. So I will. Alright. Right, the Perils of Art. So we need to go to that way shrine. Need to get to a way shrine. Come on. Where's the nearest way shrine? Pretty much straight ahead. Come on away, shrine. Where are you at?
I'd give Sunhold a wide berth.
I can sell. I should bank a load of this stuff. Everything's part of a set. Wait, shrine, there we go. No. Here we go. That's where we want to go. Little Andrill. Go see these uppity artists.
Hold, courier. I would like to have a word, if you would. You know, I've heard quite a bit about your little venture to acquire Tindoria's supplies for her latest sketch, and I must say I'm impressed. You've certainly proven capable. I have a proposition for you. Sell those supplies to me instead.
Fine, 5 million gold.
Well, I could speak to how those supplies would be used in the service of art that touches the soul of mer and man. But I feel my words would not move you, so let's try another venue, shall we? I'll double whatever payment Tindoria has offered. Me do such a thing? As I told dearest Brodrin, it was Tindoria who sought to drive him to ruin. Why, I adore the little woodland elf. Tindoria has tricked you, my friend.
Yeah, it wasn't her who told me.
Then someone she paid to incriminate me, no doubt. This game we play is one with many twists. Tindori has simply made sure to be one step ahead this time. Sell me those supplies, and I'll even make sure to compensate Brodrin for the trouble. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Such wonderful colors wasted on such a forgettable piece. I am a purveyor of the divine, my friend.
Yeah, you're doing well. Your painting's looking good.
At last you return, and with my reagents! Come, I simply must. Complication? A fine way to refer to Verilel. Oh, don't look so surprised. I can still smell that insufferable perfume of his. Yet here you are, which tells me you must have seen through his charade. Now, what of my supplies? Extinct? How could such a common plant go extinct? Just last week I saw some. Oh, wait a moment, was that last month? Last year? Oh, how the time flies when you're creating. No matter. Fine, I can work without it. I will, however, dock your pay.
Also, the bugs on the farm are poisoned, and they won't mate.
Oh, that scoundrel! Brodrin is a good mer, and he loves those bugs like his own children. This is intolerable news. How will I do without my sea grey? No, I cannot allow this. I will send Brodrin alone to cover this year's livestock.
And Amalian was grateful for the tea.
Oh, wonderful! I hoped she'd like it. I do wish she'd return to the city instead of living in that backwater swamp. Though perhaps something good can be said for her isolation, as she's created such a lovely teal.
Well, here are the supplies.
And here is your payment, as contracted. I am pleased you chose to honor our arrangement instead of siding with that scoundrel. Oh, I see it now. You're the perfect subject for my masterpiece. Your shining loyalty, your pure heart. Perfect.
I'm a Dark Brotherhood assassin. I'm not sure pure heart is really the
Your
thing.
visage upon my canvas shall be viewed for centuries, I'm sure. Why, maybe one day it will be featured in a gallery with the Queen herself. It's really very generous of me. Oh, just a quick sketch then, to capture your essence. I simply must make sure I get the eyes right. There, that should serve well enough.
Okay, artists. Alright, have we got any abyssal geezers kicking off? Oh, we have. Let's go do that one. If we can fast travel there fast enough, quickly enough. Come on. Oh, piss off. I'm busy. Maybe it's done and dusted. Yeah, looks like I missed it. Balls. Oh well. Yeah, what's that island? Let's pay to fast travel. I'm going to see if that one's live. probably missed this one as well. Should we go this way? No, this one's live. Sweet. Come on. Oh, I've just missed it. God damn it. Oh, that's frustrating. Well, somehow. Have a quick peek. It's pretty much dungeons are tricky to solo. Last one I died a lot.
My lady, we need to keep moving. You can't help Sunhold if you're dead.
Why, look at that. It seems help has arrived after all.
Maybe.
As Kin Lady of Sunhold, I implore you to hear my plea. My city has been overrun by the Maormer, and Admiral Viscount declares only my death will stop this attack. He hates my family and demands my head, but I know surrender will not save my people.
So, why's he got a grudge?
For centuries, Sunhold has been the first line of defense against Maormer raiders. Many of their soldiers have fallen by my family's command, and now, with our fleet gone and soldiers depleted, they've decided to strike. I need your help.
What do you need?
Destroy the Maormer supplies gathered along the shore. Rescue any citizen you find captured, and free Sunwell, a griffin, from capture. She's not only the city's symbol, she's also the best weapon we have at our disposal. Will you help?
All right.
Khavid and I shall head to the Merchants District. I need to investigate the area and see whether Maormer may be holding Sunhold's nobles prisoner.
So, supplies. You boys just stay there, and you saw nothing. Okay, it's a quest marker. There are some supplies. Go on, Berserker. On your way. Yes, nice.
The wind blows and the sea provides.
All right. There's one lot of supplies, so we've got 5 more. Standing there, we're going to carry on walking or turn around and go back. If you thought you were going to just stand there, I'd go kill your mate. Okay, he wasn't as hard as I thought he was going to be, which is nice. So I can't blade a row of berserkers, they're obviously too strong. Wow, she's quite a wallop. Wow, that got pretty down to the wire.
Don't burn the books, idiot! Knowledge is more valuable than gold.
Sneaky, sneaky. No one will notice this.
Stupid captain. She made me scrub the deck for a week.
That should knock the fight out of him.
That one just turns around. Shit, there's going to be 4 of them though. Let's try to find more supplies. So I guess I've got to go this way a little bit. They're not the most observant. Okay, we're out the circle now, so
What did I say? Don't expect be removed.
come on.
Captain said not to come back unless I have plunder and a prisoner.
Alrighty, that went fairly well. getting through there is not going to be so easy.
And then I skewered him with his own sword. I've been landbound too long.
Get one of the Marines to do it.
Nope, out the circle again. I need supplies. Crap. Out of stamina. Crouch, let the stamina come back up. We might actually have to go across the other side of the bay there. Nice.
The fool wouldn't know his stern from his
Can't get out the water there. Alright. These guys on their own, they aren't too tough. It's those berserkers that are tough.
When your muscles go rigid and your flesh burns, remember, this is your
can't work out how to come down here and get me. Shit. I did not want to fall out of there. God, would you piss off? Alright. Another one down. Oh god damn it. Damn it! It's just about to take my health potion. Where did all these bastards come from? out of charge. Alright. That's 5 of the 6 supplies. Ah, crap.
The wind blows and the sea provides.
You guys keep looking that way. You turn around and go back the way you just came. Go on, off you go, on your way. She's past these steps, I can hopefully go left.
Was a lucky blow.
Damn, there are the last supplies. Oh, that was lucky. She survived just long enough to get my health potion in. Oh.
I only cast spells when it's absolutely necessary.
Right, so that's... Seriously, you're going to stand there? And again, nobody saw a thing. Totally stealthy. Worst guards ever. Oh, God damn it. Right, where am I going? We're going up to try and rescue the nobles.
Who's responsible for this weather?
And another one down. I think we're still going up here. Yeah, nothing to see here. Get my sneak on. I got? Right, what I was looking for is there something I can eat? It's Magica. This is going to be tight. Holy crap. I was not expecting to do that. I was expecting to die. They're all below. Oh, book. That's a long way to fall. Crap.
I leave nothing but ash and blood in my wake.
Make them grovel. That's my philosophy.
I didn't actually mean to fall off then. Whoops. Okay, elemental defender. Increases damage taken from flame, frost, shock, and magic damage. Damage taken from damage over time effects. Damage taken from player light. Have one there. Gosh, got loads. And two here. Critical damage and critical healing abilities. Bit of that.
I get a cut of the booty, right?
Right, so Griffin freed. That's such a good ability. It's going to be your turn next, Pally.
Keep your weapons within reach. Enemies lurk nearby.
Oh shit. Oh, shit, it was dead. I'm about to die. Bastard.
Touch my plunder, you lose your hand.
Can anyone assist me?
Above, below, below.
Sort of never escape.
Two prisoners there. Right,
Falling overboard would be better than this.
but that's a shed load of them to take on. Nuts. these guys aren't too bad.
A pox on their ears.
That's annoying. Take out the healer first. Okay, what do we got? Oh, just the beastie. Come on, you big lizard. Or reptile, whatever you are. Yeah. One more strike. All right, here you go. You saw nothing. All right. Somehow, I need to get back round to where those other two are.
Don't you see I'm busy torturing this high elf?
I'm not detected. Nobody saw anything. Let's drop this little snake down. both above. So we get up here, turn right, and then I see I've come round. Strikes me as not really the way I want to come. Shit. We can get this big boy, slice him up. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Okay. Let's open up a route for me down here. Okay, but I'm now kind of going in the wrong direction. Damn it. Come on. This is going to be close. But it's still not getting me going in the right direction, damn it. Just don't see how I'm going to get past this lot. Because I'm not going to kill that lot on my own. Yeah, I can't stealth past them. That's where I came from, though. So I came down these stairs. Maybe it's actually this way I need to go. Here we go. Look, yeah. So that other group might have come this way already, so
Can anybody help me?
I'll help you, maybe. Come on. Something else out of charge. So meet with the kin lady where? Over there.
The plan is simple. Take everything and kill them all.
Okay. Go on, be a big pile of stones, fall down. Okay. Actually, we're going the right way. So out of here and around to the right.
Remember, if it glows or it's gold, it's mine. The Dominion Navy. Let's stop it from afar.
So, you know, no one can hear any of this. I shall have your gold, but I don't want your guts. Thank you so much for offering. Yeah. Down those steps, I think.
lady up ahead. You have to stop them.
When do we sail?
I can't save Kin Lady Helenera with these wounds. It's up to you now. The Maromer were waiting for anyone stupid enough to raid supplies from the smithy. I tried to fight, but they grabbed the Kin Lady and ran off. You need to defeat Admiral Viscarn before it's too late. Sunhold won't last if the Kin Lady's killed.
Do you all have a death wish? Is that it?
I'm guessing it's in here.
You're the ones helping this wretch. I'll put a stop to your meddling once and for all.
This is going to be a tough fight.
Sunhold is already ours. Don't you see?
Okay, we're getting him down. He's getting me down. Cheeky health potion.
You truly think you can take Sunhold back?
Come on. Down you go.
I'm sorry, Orgnum. I lost.
Hey, job done. Nice.
Thank the stars you arrived. I thought my life forfeit. Viscount was ranting before you came, burned supplies, released prisoners, a griffin now roaming the skies, picking off sea elves like the rats they are. Tell me, was that your doing?
Yeah.
With Admiral Viscount dead, now is the time to strike. I shall rally my people and call Sunnerwell to my side. We'll form a resistance the likes of which these sea snakes have never known. Thank you for making this all possible. With the Maelmer down and Admiral Viscount defeated, I'm sure my citizens will join together and fight. All we have to do is keep Sunhold standing until help arrives. I'm glad he's all right. To think, not so long ago I argued against opening Summerset's borders, and yet without the help of newcomers, Sunhold would never have survived. I'll forever be grateful for the deeds you've done today.
There you go. High elves are learning their lessons. Okay, so that's Sunhold. Nice. Dungeon done. Nice. Good to get a dungeon completely and utterly done. Done and dusted. Here's when you're soloing it though, it takes a bit of stealth. You can't just go charging in, you'll just die. Infantry-wise, we are full. Two of those. Health, magic, and summon recovery by 7. Griffin's Ferocity set. Well, there seems to be a lot happening here. I'm not even sure I wanted to call my horse. Where am I going? What am I doing? And why? Good questions. I recalled fairly recently, the cost is still high. There's the way shrine. Come on. There's that boss battle there. That one there. Try it out, just find out what that Gorgad Wastes is. something else on the map filled in. Stand by Falcon Road. Oh, there's a side quest.
Turn back to where you came, stranger, unless you want to vanish like the rest.
Vanished? People disappearing?
Many of my friends have gone missing near these ruins. Ruliel still holds out hope that they will return, but I am leaving this place before I share their fate.
Where can I find this Ruriel?
He and a few of the others have staked out a camp up on the ridge. He is foolish to stay. This place is cursed.
I'll talk to him. So this could be the camp. Ah, here we are. So this is probably what I was looking for on the map.
Quiet! Someone approaches. Is it Kanhar? I can't sense him.
Sorry, stranger. My friend can't see too well anymore. She mistook you for someone we've been looking for. Things have been rough lately.
So, who are you looking for?
More than a few of us have disappeared recently. Kanhar's group are just the latest. They set out to search for the missing and vanished themselves. We're giving those buried ruins a wide berth now.
You think the ruins are the source?
They've stood quiet for decades, but now, new yawning sinkholes, eerie sounds at night. I don't jump at shadows, but missing people? That's a warning I can heed. If you head down there, take a look around for our friends, will you?
I can look for your friends.
You're a kind soul. Be careful. We've lost a lot of kind souls of late. That pushy noble, Fidor, might know something about that. He arrived not long ago, claiming to own the place. Certainly acts the part.
You're at odds with Fidor?
He was friendly enough with his questions about this land, the manor, and so on. Eventually, he tried to convince us to show him around and started getting pushy when we refused, pressuring us to get off his property.
You think he's trying to scare you off?
He happened along after our people started vanishing, and he's got reason to want us gone. Raises an eyebrow, yeah? All I'm suggesting is maybe it's time someone started pressuring him for details.
So why did you come here?
It's quiet, and usually free of nosy locals shooing us away. Too scared of the curse. There are a lot of superstitions about this place, but it was nice here. Until recently.
Superstitions?
The details vary, but they all revolve around the town being wiped out and swallowed by the sea. The sort of divine wrath, stories that keep average folk from straying from their safe, comfortable lives.
And you're different?
Nowhere else to go. The wastes, as they call them, have been a safe haven for the outcast and unwelcome for a long time. We kept to ourselves, never invited trouble. It showed up anyway.
What else about the sinkholes?
Not much. The land just opens up like a yawning mouth without warning and swallows everything above. Noises echo out of the holes sometimes. Beastly sounds, or what you'd swear were whispers.
For a place with such a terrible reputation, this estate certainly gets a lot of trespassers. You're not another layabout squatting on my land, are you?
You have a problem with these people?
I didn't expect to find anyone living out here. I thought they could help me shed some light on the mysteries of this place. But it turns out they're just idle squatters. I guess you could call that a problem.
And what mysteries?
This place barely exists outside of fables. My family kept no records of it, or our relatives here, other than our claim to the land. It took years of digging to locate these old ruins, and there's still so much more to uncover.
Disappearing people don't concern you?
So those vagrants say. For all I know, they're just trying to frighten me off. Their missing friends could be looting as we speak. I'm not leaving until I've searched the ruins myself.
Well, I'm going to take a look around as well.
I don't mind having some company in this endeavor. Most people are barely willing to speak of this place above a whisper, let alone offer any help. Let's try to find a way inside the sunken ruins, shall we?
So are you trying to run the outcasts off?
I asked them to leave when it became clear they were up to no good. If they're trying to blame me for their friends running off, or what have you, that is utter slander. They're outcasts, most likely criminals. My concern isn't so much about why they're here, as to what they may be doing to my family holdings. They could be using priceless records for campfire tinder for all I know.
Oh, your family doesn't seem too bothered.
My kin feel I'm wasting my life on a footnote. My parents even threatened to disown me if I continued my search, but that only spurred me on. I want to know why this branch of the family was all but forgotten.
So you think they're hiding something?
Lineage is everything in Ultima society. The Queen alone could fill a library with her genealogy. We should have preserved everything we could about this place, but instead, nothing. I must know why this place was buried, figuratively and literally.
All right. Find a way inside the ruins. Kind of hard to get into ruins that don't have any doors. Oh, okay, we have markers, which I hadn't spotted. So I'm an idiot.
How's it looking there? Packed with mud and debris. How about through here?
Nope. Of course,
No,
it's always the last
flooded.
one.
Maybe if I was a sea elf. This breach looks promising. Take a look.
Okay, we're in. we gonna find?
Not exactly cozy, but can't say I care for the
Hey.
Can't say I care for the naturalized aesthetic. Keep your eyes out for anything that may have survived the elements.
So what are you looking for?
Some answers. What happened to my family here? This place is fascinating. And I suppose I'm curious about the rumors. As long as I don't get murdered by vagrants in a dank cave, I'll just stick with you if you don't mind.
We'll destroy it. Ariane, our great ancestor, found who wisdom preserves true.
Something about that statue catch your interest? Even in such disrepair, I can imagine how opulent this manor must have been. My relatives, the whole town. That's incredible. My family has wealth and holdings, but not much in the way of titles. Why in the world would they show so little interest in our ties to nobility?
Maybe some falling out between your ancestors?
That's a sound theory. Simple, but sound. There has to be something here that could reveal the truth of the matter. Damn. These papers are practically mulch. Maybe something survived. Help me look. I wonder whose chambers these were. What was their life like before they abandoned it? And why?
I found a journal that belonged to someone named Roltari, a child of the family here.
May I have a look? Merciful Sirabane! This sounds like the Thracian Plague. A gruesome disease that decimated the population of Tamriel, Summerset included. It made the Nahatan flu seem like the sniffles. Everyone here could have been wiped out. Still, most people alive had family afflicted by the plague. Why hide it?
Could the plague have started here?
No, it was a vile creation of the Slode, brewed in their kingdom of Thras. But it's possible it harbored the first outbreak on Summerset. That can't be the reason this place was buried.
I don't know.
I'm finding more questions than answers. There has to be more. There has to be. Try the room across the hall. The thousands of years? Doubtful. I can see how this place may have gotten its reputation with the locals. They're...
Okay. Dearest Roltari, this is my third letter since your last correspondence. I'm concerned for your well-being. What your father is doing sounds macabre and frankly dangerous. It would be foolish enough to take these afflicted travellers into your own home. But dwelling down in the family crypts with these diseased people is downright ghoulish. What would the divine prosecution think of such disturbing behaviour? My brother will not see reason. I insist you take leave of Colgrand and stay with us until he has come to his senses. Your brother as well, if he may be convinced. At the very word, send word that you are safe and sound. Your beloved aunt, kin lady Diana.
Down here! I found something! I thought I heard something down here, but the sound must have carried up from this tunnel. It looks formed by erosion. Maybe related to the sinkholes? What about you? Did you find anything else upstairs?
A letter from a relative who didn't approve of bringing the sick onto the estate.
Makes sense. The journal mentioned taking the afflicted to the family vaults. It would have been easy for the Korgrads to seal off their estate and leave the town to fend for itself. It's tragic that their compassion probably led to their downfall.
You heard something?
Murmurs and splashing. I thought maybe one of those missing squatters was down here, but I think the sound was coming from deeper down.
It's interesting that candles are still burning.
Is that a person? Hey, you there! Wait! This camp looks recent. I'll bet your missing persons just discovered that these ruins make decent shelter.
People out here like to pretend that they are scared of this cursed place. But the moment something out of the ordinary happens, their true colours start to show. We've lived out here for ages without any trouble aside from waterlogged camps and lean meals. Now that the earth's shifting and people have gone missing, you think Daedra were crawling out of the ground to eat us. Truth's more likely that someone fell down one of those pits and needs a hand. I don't care if the others are too scared. I'm not going to leave good people to starve to death in a dank hole because of silly superstition. Found tracks that stopped near one of those sinkholes, so someone definitely took a trip down one, voluntarily or otherwise. Didn't get any response to my calls, and the torch I tossed down gutted out almost immediately. I think I hear moving water, so it must be flooded. I don't trust trying to climb down myself, even if I had rope. But maybe there's another way down there. Water's got to be going somewhere. Looks like that old manor slid off its foundation or something, because there's a wall that's come down and a stream leading right into a natural cavern. I think we'll head down and find it until we find a dry place to camp and keep exploring. Found a tunnel leading into a massive open cavern. I think I see some columns or something. The elves who used to live here must have carved out of the bedrock. Looks like that rock's been creeping back to claim it. How old is this place? No sign of Henrik or Mindoril so far, but there's another branch down this tunnel. We'll head that way after a good night's sleep.
I have a bad feeling about the fate of these people. Maybe they are further in the cavern. I don't think that was one of your vagrant friends. Somehow I doubt they received a warmer reception than we did. But at least we know the curse of Korgrad has been greatly exaggerated. Whoever we saw just now was a being of flesh and blood. Agreed. Much as I...
Alrighty.
Voices!
Who or what are these?
I heard it again.
brothers?
Be careful. Look, people. Let's approach with caution.
Please approach. We know you are here.
There we are. Much better, yes. Manners are easily forgotten when you're so far removed from society. Forgive the others, they are frightened. We mean you no harm.
Who are you? Why are you down here?
Call me Arelas. I am caretaker of this place. We all are. We led our lives in quiet, contented seclusion until the crumbling stone exposed our home to the outside world again. We are not accustomed to visitors.
How long have you been here?
How long? How long indeed? I think there was a time when such things were measured. I can only say that our duty has been passed down many generations.
Duty?
To the saviors. It is because of their sacrifice that Korgrad lives on. We repay the lives they gave us by caring for the town in their stead. We're very protective of it, you understand. Now, might I ask what's brought you to our home?
People have gone missing. Some found their way down here.
I see, I see. Our humble town would be treacherous to those who have not grown accustomed to its many twists and turns. I would not follow after them, lest you go missing yourself.
Yeah, that's maybe where I should find them.
You possess the Savior's compassion and determination. The last people from above we observed followed a narrow passage to the north. May you be reunited with them soon.
Thank you.
Go on without me. I'm going to speak with Arelas about my ancestors. I'd like to spend some time with Arelas. You heard, Arelas. It's dangerous deeper down. And let's be honest, I'm no warrior, but take a look at them. They're positively sickly. I doubt they want any trouble. More to the point, I think their saviors might have been my ancient ancestors. They may be more trusting of me than other outsiders.
Alright. See if you can get on friendly terms.
This is the day we've waited for so long. The return of a living descendant. The saviors will be pleased that their sacrifice was not for nothing.
What was the savior's sacrifice?
They took the sickness from us, from our ancestors, at great cost to themselves. All of Korgrad would have perished if not for them.
Took the sickness? They cured the plague?
They preserved us from the sickness of the sea. For that, we will be eternally grateful.
So how do you survive?
We follow the Savior's guidance. It was their wisdom that brought us here and kept us safe for generations. Though buried, Korgrad lives. It's all we've known beyond our stories of life before. This is the day we've waited for so long. Through a narrow passage to the north. Worry not for your companion while you search. We will care for him as we care for all that the Saviors entrusted to us.
These saviors you mentioned, did they happen to be members of the family?
Oh yes, the founders and protectors of this great realm. It's the surface still speak of their great sacrifice.
In a matter of speaking, I came here to learn more about this branch of my family.
It must be great.
Narrow passage. I'm sorry, we should never have come down here. We should have heeded the curse. The things down here, they look like elves, but they are more like beasts. They leapt on us in the dark, dragged us to some crypt, to their leader. He was almost like a normal person until he opened his mouth. To hear him talk about the sinkholes, you think it was the end of the world. He kept saying he couldn't fail the saviors, but we would help repay their kindness. They had the others here, still alive but pale. They had incisions that were barely healed. I managed to unlock our cage, like you showed me, but the others were too weak. I promised we'd come back for them, but I have no idea where I am. Tunnels lead to homes, which lead to streets, which lead to more tunnels. I'm cornered now, and I can hear them coming. If you find me, run. Choke these tunnels with the sea and never return. Whatever was buried here should have stayed that way. God damn it, let's run out of freaking charge now. So they're going to try and sacrifice him or something? Great warrens, just what we want. So I wanted to head up here. The buried vaults.
You don't have to do this! Please! These monsters! Please! Get us out of here! They're killing us!
What happened?
Bloodletting, I think. These cave vermin poke and prod us whenever Arilus needs something to offer his saviors. To what end? I don't know. Maybe they're vampires. Or wood elf. Poor bastard. Never seen these vermin in such a frenzy. When Arilus isn't bleeding us, and tending to his saviors beyond those doors, he spends most of his time with whatever unholiness goes on in the tombs below. His key.
Alrighty. What do we got? Be vampires, maybe? Run.
10,000 venerations to you.
10,000 gold would do.
Bless you. I can walk, but you lead the way. We aren't free yet. We have to get out of here. Your friend's dead. If these saviors really are vampires, what chance do we have against them? I suppose if there's any chance, we have to try.
Alrighty. Darn it, don't want more vampires.
Welcome to Korgrad, visitor. Such as it is. Forgive our lacking hospitality. Come, speak. I have not had civil company in some time. You arrive upon a momentous reunion of our filial blood. The day we have so long waited for.
What are you doing?
Bestowing on him the Korgrad legacy. He is taking the first step upon the long road to restoring this house. It will be a demanding journey that will require much sacrifice.
What kind of sacrifice?
His vitality. It will take all he has to offer to restore each of us. But if he is up to the task, he will reap a precious bounty.
You're gonna kill him.
On the contrary, he will taste immortality as we have, but only for scant centuries, not millennia. In a few generations, our bloodline will be renewed and possess the purity needed to restore Faidur.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The embalming process has already begun. When the stone is finished, we will be restored, and he will be a savior. I regret that Faidur must suffer, but his pain will be a small fraction of the sacrifice required to save Korgrad from annihilation.
What are you?
We are Altmer, even in this desiccated state. Cleansed of our poison humors to be free of the great sickness from the sea. Now that you see the cure, imagine the disease.
Yeah, I'm told it claimed many lives.
Thras, I had always suspected as much. The sickness bore an intent as if designed to spread misery and cruelty. To hear the Slode were involved comes as no surprise to me.
Why was it so bad?
It was ever present, ever penetrating. It seeped into every person, every creature, every drop of water, seeking to be quenched. The afflicted dragged themselves to corpulence with each passing day, until their bones cracked under their bulging flesh.
Why are you the saviors?
We spare them the ravages of the terrible sickness that spread through Korgrad. In exchange, they care for us in this invalid state. So we have endured. So Korgrad has endured for longer than I can clearly recall.
You're saying they're still infected?
To be free of the disease is to be free of all humors. They offer us their tainted blood to sustain our fragile grip on life, and through sorcery, the sickness is purged. Together we flee its horrors. But there was no true escape. Until now.
Because Faidur isn't infected?
Because he is kin. Most would not debase their bodies with the blood of men. But I am beyond such concerns. The blood Arilas offered us from the outsiders was free of disease, but unsustainable nonetheless. Faidur will be different.
How did Korgrad come to be buried?
My vain attempt to stop the sickness from spreading beyond our borders. The people rebelled against their confinement and nearly broke the quarantine. I was forced to destroy the sea walls and flood the town.
You drowned your own people?
To spare them and others from the gruesome death that was sure to come, or so I hoped. From that day forward, our only concerns were for our kingdom below.
How healthy you look. It was the only way. The choice was no. It was never meant to be this long. To see hope within our reach and have it denied.
Soon this misery will finally be too long. There is little to occupy the time. The monotony.
If not for Father's elixirs to quiet the mind, I think we would be no better than Arilus and his stock. Worse, no doubt. Will I even recognize the world above? I hope not.
You hope not?
I have spent I don't know how long in absolute stagnation. I would welcome a walk through oblivion over this
For what reason do you barge into our home? As if you have the right to trespass our lands as you please? You may believe our condition diminishes our state. The other trespassers? They intrude as you do, without our sanction. Aurelius ends their vagrancy and sees that they are put to use. There may be a place for them in Korgrad when their restitution and reform are concluded.
Do you mean they'll have a place?
A return of our pure-blooded kin means our long dormancy is nearing an end. We will soon be able to return to the world above and begin the long process of restoring Korgrad to its former glory. It will take all kinds to accomplish this.
What's wrong with Arilus and the others who serve you?
The sickness has robbed us of fruitful lands, so our servants have been reduced to eking out a savage, meager subsistence in this lightless domain. They have few interests beyond survival, and fewer interests still for continuing their own lines.
And why should you be able to kidnap people?
It is not your right to question us. We are the law of this land, and we will be obeyed. Their crimes are minor, as is their punishment. They will have their freedom soon, unless they continue to defy us.
Gods, that was... I could feel my skin tightening as the stone drew the moisture out of me like a wineskin. I don't suppose you have water. My tongue is a whetstone.
We need to get out of here.
Right. I suppose I can keep up. I'll just lick the damp off the walls if I get woozy.
Saviors, I've failed you. They've stolen our future, but I swear I'll rob them of theirs in kind.
Don't let him kill us!
Yeah, going down, dude. Okay, we're back up in the house. Let's escape. And another quest done. Nice. Yeah. That was creepy and unpleasant.
I can hardly believe it. You found Henrig and Mindaril. No, you've done more than anyone ever has for us. If anyone's to blame, it's us. We survive out here by sticking together, but we let fear keep us from doing what needed to be done. Was it quick?
I think so.
I can see. Tortured. Why? Just for the fun of it?
No, the lost people of Korgrad were trying to revive their masters. I stopped them.
Gods! I'll heed curses more closely in the future. The locals were right to avoid this place.
Yeah, it won't be safe here, not yet. You should move on.
If it weren't for you, I'd have wound up a husk like those monsters, withering in that pit for who knows how long. I owe you my life.
What they were doing was wrong, no matter how they tried to justify it.
Even now, I still feel for them. What a miserable fate. I wish it could have been different. That Korgrad might have been redeemed. I used up most of my means traveling here, but take this with my gratitude. I'll stay with these people a while longer, if they'll have me. Best to stick together, and perhaps my standing will shield them from the intolerance my kind have for Nebarah.
Will you tell anyone what you found here?
I don't know. Too often my kin seem content to forget ugliness exists in our society. If nothing else, someone will want to know about cave people harboring the Thracian plague. I hope someone aside from Sirabane knows what to make of that.
Are you recovering?
My eyes still feel like they're covered in grit, but I think I'll be back to normal with a drink and a good night's sleep. The latter might be hard to come by until we are far from this place.
If you can help these people, please do. They've nowhere else to go.
My name may be all the means I can lend them. I doubt my parents will offer any support. Who knows if I'll even be welcome home when I return. I might be as much a vagabond as they when all is said and done. I'll do what I can, though.
Good man. Let's head up to the Way Shrine, and then I think I'll leave it there for today. That's good. Got a dungeon done. A couple of side quests. That's good. I'm chuffed getting that dungeon done though. Alright, let's get some locked down. That was good. Yeah, it's nice to get an actual dungeon done solo. It doesn't happen that often. And only died a couple of times, which is a result, unlike the other dungeon where I died like a dozen times. That was an interesting little story. side quest story. That one of sort of fending off the plague. That's cool. Okay, well, I'm not going to sit here and waffle anymore. I need to get some dinner. Gone on a little bit longer than I expected. But yeah, once you start a quest, you've got to finish it. Okay, it's me done. I am out of here. I think back to Overwatch for the next couple of days, last couple of days of the season. So I might do some more comp. But still got loads more side quests to do in here. So, we'll be back. Okay, I am out of here.